All right. Today, let's talk delve. Let's cut to the chase and just get into the meat and gritty of everything. You guys know I like delve. I know you guys like delve. And I know you guys are really curious, is delve profitable this league? I've been a big advocate in the past about delve being profitable. I've talked a lot about delve. I've talked about how to start delve, delve builds, tips and tricks for delves. But today I want to talk to you about delve in Affliction League and what I've started doing, my plans for delve, the profits behind delve, and things that I've started to notice pretty much just stepping into delve itself. Now, to begin, what is delve and the basics? Delve is the big mine shaft that you dig your way down into. You do this with voltaxic sulfite, which you're going to get from maps. I'm going to show you how to do that. And right now, I'm not very deep. I'm about 440 depth in delve. And the depth itself, while I'm not very deep, has still been really profitable. So before we get into the profits, let's talk about sulfite and how to get sulfite. Sulfite is something that you will farm in your map via missions or scarabs. You can set up your atlas tree, and I will set up an atlas tree for you. Very basic, very simple, and very to the point. It'll be in the description down below. You'll be able to click on that. And the idea is you want an atlas tree that takes all of or most of the delve nodes that will give you sulfite inside of your maps and pair it with wandering path and the top hat. Essentially, you want to maximize the amount of juice sulfite that you're getting in each one of your maps, and you do this with wandering path and essentially 8 mod maps if you could do that. So the best way to do this is to start. You're going to grab some sacrifice fragments if you have them. You're going to grab some delve sulfite scarabs, which we have here, and you're going to get some of these. So you're going to throw these in. You're going to take your maps. So we're going to take a map. We're going to scour it. We're going to chisel it. We're going to alk it and val it. And we're going to hopefully get an 8 mod map. If you get an 8 mod map, you're thrilled. Right now, this league, I like doing Jungle Valley a lot. I think Jungle Valley is really good. It's pretty straightforward. It gets to the point. There's altars that you can hit if you so choose to. I really don't worry about the altars. And essentially, I take my map, I throw it in with a gilded sulfite scarab because it gives you 60% more sulfite. I open it, and I just blitz and get the sulfite and get out. Using this setup in the atlas tree and 8 mod maps, or pretty much just alked maps that are valid, you'll be able to essentially fill your bar really quick. Now, because we're not magic finding, because we're not worried about killing mobs, because we're not farming invitations, all of our currency and all of our gains are going to come from doing delve. Now you see we did the first map, we got 15,000 roughly sulfite. We're going to put in the next map, we're going to blitz through that map again, and we'll be able to just go map to map in a couple of minutes. Probably less than a couple of minutes, you know, depending on how fast your character runs. You'll be able to get enough sulfite to go deep down into the mines and start looking for specific nodes that'll start making you a ton of money. So that's 2 maps. And then 3 maps will be right here with the amount of currency that I currently have, or the amount of sulfite capacity that I currently have. So we go here. We look, we grab, and we go. I think this map is less cooldown recovery, right? Oh no, tragedy. So just like that, I think we did 3 maps, we have 42,000 sulfite. We are ready to now start delving. And if you're wondering how I managed to run node to node so fast, I actually have a weapon. It's synthesized with +1 socketed support gems, and it has +1 dex gems on it, and +1 socketed support gems and crafted support gems. If you want to know about the weapon and how to make the weapon, leave a comment down below. I'll make sure to give you guys a run through of how to make the weapon, but pretty much you just slam faceted fossils in and, you know, it works. Oh, grats, my guy. That's awesome. And then we just kind of pair our phase run with enhanced support second wind with a squire. This league squires are really cheap. They're like 2 divs. We have our squire with increased duration efficacy support. So pretty much right now we can just phase run and our phase run will tick back on. So our phase run lasts 3.67 seconds. Our phase cooldown is 3.6. So we have perma phase run, which is really nice, especially for delving, and you'll see in a second. Now, when we go to the mines, you can use Nico to actually just go straight to the node. You do not need to go into the mines. But when you start delving and start going to the mines, you're going to be able to collect some Azerite. Azerite's going to come from these nodes right here. these Azerite Fisher nodes. These Azerite nodes, they have tiers on them. This is tier 1. You can see the Roman numeral 1. There's a tier 2. This is the Roman numeral tier 2 over here. And this is a Roman numeral tier 3 here. These are what are going to give you Azerite. Azerite is what we're going to use here inside of the voltaic generator to prep our delve mine. Essentially, we want to use our Azerite to upgrade our sulfite capacity, and we want to get it to max eventually. We never want to upgrade the darkness resistance. We never want to upgrade the light resistance. We want to fully upgrade our dynamites to the highest that we can get them. Currently, I have 7 dynamites. I'm at max dynamite capacity, max damage capacity, max radius. Our flares, we would like to get a bunch of flares so that we have a bunch of flares. The radius doesn't really matter. And you can upgrade the duration of the flare as long as it's not eating a ton of sulfite or a ton of Azerite. The reason why we don't want to use a ton of Azerite, and this is really important, is Azerite is going to be making us a ton of money this league, more than it has in other leagues. We will use our Azerite to come here and buy different levels of resonators. You can see right now that at the time of recording, primitive resonators or one socket resonators are about 60 to a divine. Earlier in the day, they were 50 to a divine. So these prices will fluctuate as the day goes on. If it's the weekend, if it's not the weekend, these are really expensive. We also want to be able to, if we need them, get these. These are 30 to a divine. We probably will never buy these. We'll always usually stick to buying one socket with the Azerite. But these resonators are 30 to a divine, which is absolutely insane. And our 3 sockets we're never going to buy. It's way too costly. But these are about 10 to a divine. So it's about 30,000. So if we grab a calculator and we just say 3750 times 11 to be at the minimum, we need 41,250 Azerite to make a divine. But these are 300 times 60, and I'm probably going to be blown away here, but this is 18,000. So every 18,000 Azerite will get us a divine worth of primitive resonators. In previous leagues, it's about 40,000 Azerite to get a divine. So this league, it's cut in half, and that's insane. Now, as you go down into the mine, the deeper you go, the more the rewards that you'll see. Azerite caps out a little past 1,000. I want to say the amount of Azerite you get from a node caps at about 1,200. So the deeper down you go, the more you'll see. In terms of special rewards and everything like that, I believe, and don't quote me, but I believe, and you guys will know in the comments, that all of the types of rewards that you can see in Delve start, or like you get all of them at 600. So they start relatively early. You can find the first couple of bosses, the, what's his name? The Val Architect or the Grand Architect. You can find him as early as depth like 100. You can find all as early as depth like 150, 175. You can find the Lich even earlier than all. But all of the special nodes and all of the special rewards, they max out at showing, or the maximum types start showing up at 600. And the deeper down you go in the mine, the more likely you are to see special type of rewards. Now, I was experimenting today in the lesser levels of Delve because I'm not very deep. And as you can see, I have some points up here. I started going a bunch of different ways sideways, and just kind of started exploring all of the different nodes and special nodes that I had access to farm. Now, in terms of Delve, things that you want to look for, you want to look for the Azerite cavities. They're going to give you the Azerite like we just showed you. That's going to buy you the resonators, which we're going to be really excited about. You're going to want to look for humid fissures, which I have a couple over here, which I'm going to backtrack to after I'm done recording this video because they're going to take a little while to get to. And these are going to give us, you know, a really good fossil that we want. I don't remember if, I want to say this is fractured fossils and the other one's faceted fossils. So these should be fractured fossils. Crystal spires will give us hollow fossils, which I'm definitely going to go back for these in a second. I'm actually going to go get these in a minute. These are really good. And there's 2 more. I'm trying to see if I can do this off the top of my head. There's fractured fossils, faceted fossils, glyphic fossils, and hollow fossils, all of which are really good this league. Now, faceted fossils are almost 1 to a divine, 2 to divine. Once these all sell out, they'll be roughly a divine each. Fractured fossils are 3 to a divine. Hollow fossils are 1 to 1 right now. Glyphic fossils are 1 to 1. I wish I would have known this sooner in the league. I would have been down in Delve so much sooner. so much sooner. And all of the other fossils do hold a divine value. Now, something I want to point out that's really interesting. A lot of people I have talked to are selling their fossils in chaos. I think this is a mistake. I think you should be selling your fossils in divines. A perfect example of this is fundamental fossils. When I was buying fundamental fossils the other day, they were 9 to a divine. And people are buying them at 9 to a divine. So that is insane. So if we assume that, that's 215 to a divine divided by 9, that puts them at 24 chaos each. If I sell them in chaos, they are 4 to a divine or 5 to a divine. That's wild. It's wild. And it's not only like fundamental fossil that's like that too. Like perfect fossils, same thing. They're 4 to a divine, or they're like 50C each. So like you make more by selling them at divines because, you know, 4 times 50 is 200. Divines are 215, right? And then corroded fossils, 12 to a divine or 13C each. Like, what? Like 13C times 12? Like, that's crazy. Like, what? Bound fossils, the same thing. 18 to a divine, or they're 8C each. Shuddering fossils, 6 to a divine, 25C each. Fossils are exploding. Resonators are exploding. It is out of control. I think we're rate limited. I can't even check. I think Sanctified Fossils 2 are another one that are just absolutely like completely crazy right now. Yep, 4 to a divine or 15C each. Actually crazy. Actually like out of control. Don't get me even started on these. These things, we'll check back on those in a bit. Those things too, insane. Now, you want to make sure that when you're diving down in Delve, you want to go as deep as your character can comfortably go. So, what do I mean by that? If your character can push down 3, 4, 5, 600 and just kill the node and not think and not struggle, you want to be pushing down. If your character gets to like, say, 600, it starts hitting a wall, things start getting a little difficult, you don't know what to do, just backtrack, just go back. There's nothing wrong with that. You can go back 100 depth, 50 depth, 75 depth, as long as you're in a completely comfortable spot to be able to farm, you will make money in Delve, especially at lower levels. You do not need to go super deep to make a ton of currency. The deeper you go, the more money you will make, but you can make a ton of currency very well, very early. Just earlier today, I was streaming on Twitch and YouTube, and I was messing around, and what sold me right away is I just started kind of going a little sideways in the 350s, 400s, just kind of having a good time minding my own business, just kind of playing the mana stacker that we put together to test it out. And I saw an architect, I did an architect, I saw an all, I did an all, I saw a bunch of special fossils, I did them, I gathered a bunch of the items from them, and I was completely shocked to find out the price of these items. Now, when I say blown away, I mean I was absolutely positively blown away by this. I had no idea that the Doriani's map was so expensive. I haven't been tracking the Delve stuff at all this league, so to like hear that, and I'm actually gonna pull this up and I'm gonna show this to you guys on the trade website because I couldn't believe it. So what is it called? Doriani's Mechanarium comes from the Val Outpost boss. And when I searched this map, I found 2 of them today, and they were 20 divines each, and they sold for 20 divines each. What? like, what is this crazy? That's crazy. I could not believe it. I was completely shook. I'm actually looking to see if I have access. I had it earlier, and I don't have it handy now. But I had a clip where I killed the boss, the Val Outpost boss, and he dropped the map. And not only did he drop the map, but he dropped the Adorn piece. I have the Adorn piece too. So like this curiosity, this Val aspect also comes from that boss, and it's 10 divs. And I killed the boss and he dropped 30 divs. He dropped the map and the Adorn piece. And I stood there and I was just like I was baffled. I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked. I was so stunned. I was stunned. Out of it. Completely crazy. Outside of that too, I killed all earlier, and the helmet, the all helmet, I have a good roll on mine, and I have mine listed for roughly 15 divs, but a basic all helmet this league is 9 divs. This, every other league, this crown was worthless. Literally worthless. Like, crazy. And then, you know, there's the rings. There's the rings. There's the meadow rings, right? What are they called? The sapphire rings. This one's not, no, is it sapphire? Which one is it? The topaz ring? Is that the blue one? 8 divs! Like what the heck? Like it's crazy. So if I do them all and I do the meadow's 8 divs. That's the one we looked at, right? Put Tumbo. I do the mountain. 20, that's what? Like, hello? And then the valley, I don't know what the valley is. The valley's a divine. But the ring off all is the 25 divine ring. Like, what? These prices were never like this in other leagues. It's crazy. Actually insane. Like, this, I just don't have, like, it's crazy to me, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, these two nodes, right? Like, I'm going to spend 40, you takes roughly like 50 or 60 seconds a node, right? And I get a little screwed here because this doesn't connect. But if I were to go to this node and I were to go around, I want to go check this city and see if there's what city that is. But if I were to go around and I were to go this way, which I assume it's this way, these nodes take about 50 seconds. So 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute. And then we assume there's a node here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we just assume it's 10 minutes on average to like go from here to here and get these. So that's 10 minutes for 2 divines. Not the best, but it's not the best because they're out of the way, right? Like this is like severely like crazy out of the way, right? But if these had connected here and I went a minute here, a minute here, a minute here, and then a minute here, it's really good. So Delve's map layout is a little weird and a little strange, and it can be very rewarding or it can be very bad. Now, these special nodes, they look like this I had mentioned earlier. The Smuggler Stash is the one with like the 6 rogue exiles. This node kind of sucks, isn't really worth your time to do. These nodes, if they're on the way, these are very worthwhile to do, these minion nodes. Essentially, any of the special nodes will look like this one's a special node, right? And then there's another one. This one over here. This is a special node. These nodes will have cold items, fire items, lightning items, minion items, and stuff like that. These nodes are really good because they could drop fractured items. And the fractured items this league are worth a ton. So that's like something to keep an eye out too for. So if you manage to find one of these special nodes that's chaos items and you get an energy shield based helmet with fractured fizz taken as chaos, I'm just gonna price check this. Physical damage taken from hit. Is it chaos damage? Is that how we find it? Physical damage is extra chaos. Fire damage converted to chaos. No. Taken as chaos damage. Is this it? Physical damage from hits taken as chaos damage. And then we put it on a helmet. And it's fractured. And I just hit search. For a bad base, starts at 35 divs. For a bad base, starts at 50 divs. If I were to get into an ES base, like a mine cage, 0.6 of a mirror. I mean, this one's obviously crafted, right? But like, this one's 250, it's crafted. 389 crafted, right? But these aren't hard to craft. What my point of the matter is like these are the bases for mirror tiered helmets. So, and the only way to get these is to either fracture it yourself or to find them. Now, there's just not even a lot of these, right? Like these just don't exist. There's 93 of them offline. And if I just search Hubris Circlet, just by some miracle, I'm assuming there's 0. So these are all mirrored. It's just people selling theirs at this point. But they're all a mirror. Here's one, 900 divs. That guy hasn't been on forever. What about a mine cage? People will probably pay you, my guess, probably about 150, 200 divs if you manage to drop this helmet fractured, maybe more. Probably more. But they don't exist. They don't exist because they're rare or they get sold out. Now, if you manage to drop a helmet and it's a mine cage or a hubris circlet, there's a world where you like hit a chorus, lock, fracture, and see what happens. But this is just something that I really just wanted to bring up to you guys and like showcase to you guys. Now, when farming Azerite 2 to turn into resonators to sell, something else to bring up, when you do these level 3 nodes, they're timed, right? And I had mentioned that earlier. These nodes take about a minute each. The deeper you go inside of Delve, the more Azerite you will get. Azerite caps on these nodes roughly around 1200. You saw over here, there was a, here, I'll go back. You saw over here, there's a hidden wall, right? These are, I don't think these are worth going to. I think these are a waste of time. So I just wanted to showcase the hidden wall. I don't think hidden walls are good anymore, especially at where we're at in the league. I wouldn't waste your time if you're going to do this at all. I would just go node to node to node to node to node as fast as you can. But now when I do this node, for example, I just want to do this node really quick before we go and just kind of show you guys, you know, it's going to take you a couple of nodes to make a divine, but the profit comes from all the stuff that drops, all of the Azerite that you're getting, all of the extra nodes, the depth that you're going to, all of the bosses that you see. And if you farm Delve for a couple of hours and you dive in deep, you'll make good profit, especially with the cost of some of these fossils and some of these resonators. Like it's crazy. It's actually insane. Now, if you see cities, you should explore the cities. If you don't know what a city is, I will show you in a second. You definitely want to go into the blue cities, the red cities, the green cities. The profit from the cities is all of the sextants that you're going to get, the extra maps, the resonators. And if you're really, really, really lucky, blue cities will have prehistoric chests. A prehistoric chest will give you a ton of Azerite, and usually it's enough to buy a divines or two worth of fossils, and that's really good. So we did this one now. We got 1600. That's not bad. That's pretty good. In previous leagues, when I have delved at 12, 13, 1400, you've gotten like 3400-ish Azerite from down there. So just something to keep in mind. Now, a city is this. This is what a city looks like. And these cities are relatively pretty good. I actually have a city node here that I'll go to really quick, and I'll show you a city, and then I'll send you on your way to go delve and try it and see if you like it or whatnot. But we run this way, we go like this, we pop out over here, we come over to the city, and we jump into the city. And as far as the city goes, cities are dark, you need flares, but if you stand on these middle things right here, these things will light up the way for you, so you can actually run around and look. And there'll be a bunch of these lock boxes, and you can click these lock boxes to get like basic stuff. This city wasn't very good, we didn't get anything too great out of it. But cities, once again, they drop more loot. From my understanding, the deeper you go. So as long as you start going down deeper, you'll start to see more stuff from a city. So like, look, we got three resonators there. It's pretty good. Now, by no means am I saying at any point that this will be better than like 450 divines per hour, finding 4 mirrors a minute while magic finding. And for the guy out there that's screaming, but actually I can put on my Wind Ripper and go with my Aura bots to do 5-way magic find farming with my pal Jimmy. Well, you and Jimmy can go enjoy your magic finding, and I'm going to continue to explore other really cool options and fun stuff. A lot of you guys in the comments have given me really awesome ideas for different kinds of theft farming. There was a gentleman who was like, do this memory! This memory is really good. Buy these memories. And I'm like, I see you. I bought them. So I bought like a bunch of different types of memories, and we'll be exploring those in the future. My buddy Hato, big shout out to my buddy Hato, my friend Gone. They're also doing harvest. And they're like, do harvest, idiot. And I'm like, I'm going to do harvest. Don't worry. So, you know, I just want to bring to you guys different things to try. But if you want to know more about Delve, or you want to talk more about Delve, or you want to follow my journey in Delve, I will be streaming Delve. I put this mana stacker together to go do Delve. So I'll be doing Delve. I'll be digging a hole over on Twitch and YouTube. And yeah, man, if you guys want to find out, come on over to the Discord, come on over to the Twitch and the YouTube. I'll be digging a hole, and you know, I'll definitely be doing a part 2 or part 3 where we just update on the amount of currency and money that I'm making doing it, because right now I have 0 money and I need Hinakora's locks to slam into my staff because I want to slam them into my staff and try to get something really cool on it. So for now, friends, I'm going to leave you with this information about Delve, and, you know, see you all in the next one. Bye, friends.